Okay, guys, so we're going to talk about practicing locating sources using the Delta College online database. Okay, so that's one of your assignments. So now I'm going to share my screen. So you have some resources in this assignment for yourself. And let me go to our assignment. Let me move this out of the way. See, I told you I have a class. Here we go. Okay, so now what I want you to do is find a source. An outside source is a source that a student finds on her own. An academic article is one that comes from an academic magazine or an academic journal. So these are different than like Newsweek or Time. These are journals that are peer reviewed, and that means that other scholars read the author's work and give them feedback. And we're going to do peer review soon for our second essay. What? Yes, there's a second essay. It's coming. Okay, so journals, academic journals are located in academic databases, and academic databases are located in libraries. So that means that I don't want you guys to use Google or Moodle or Joogle or Snapchat or Flippity Flap, none of that stuff. I want you to use the Delta College Library database only to find your article, okay? So you're going to locate an article about bias and or assimilation in the United States. Okay, so now let's take a look at our slides. These are the slides that you have. Okay, and I would like to open them. So here are the slides that you have, and this is a link in the assignment that you can use and go through on your own at your own pace. Okay, so we just talked about what an academic journal are. So what's in this PowerPoint, right? So we're going to learn how to start searching, how to limit our search, what format of an academic journal to use, the way the academic journal will look in a PDF form, and how to expand your search using academic journal articles. What? All this in an academic journal? Oh, it's so much. So how to find the library online. So go to the Delta College website and click on services at the top of the page. So I'm going to do that. Okay, oh, wait, this is the wrong thing. Don't do that. Okay, let me go here. So I am going to do that. So let me move this out of the way. I want to do this quickly because I know you guys don't like long videos, but this might be a longie. This is important though, because this is information that you need for your college career, right? You're always going to use this stuff. So it's not like algebra. Have I ever used algebra? No. Maybe I have and not known it. Okay, let me get off math. I love math people. I love you. All right. So now we go to the Delta College Library and we went to services, we clicked on the library, and that's how we got here, okay? So now we're there, we're at the library online, search our collections, and that's what we're going to see here. Search our collections. And when I scroll down, I see search our collections, okay? So I'm going to just put in a search query, but first let's go back to our PDF, okay, or our PowerPoint. So then how to start searching. So in the dialog box, for find articles or ebooks, right, videos, right, mindset or growth mindset. But we're going to do something different, but this is how you find it, okay? And press search. Okay, so we're going to say mindset. I'm just going to say mindset. Okay. And all of these books are going to come up. All this stuff is going to come up, okay? So now what I want to do, I want peer-reviewed journal articles, right? I want journal articles, peer-reviewed journals. So I'm going to click on that. Okay. I'm applying filters. And then next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go resource type, right? So I want articles. I want articles. Okay. And I want journals. Okay. I don't want reviews. Okay. I want articles and I want journals. And I'm going to say creation date. Let's bring it to the 20th century, right? Or the 21st century. So let's bring it. I'm going to say just the 21st century, okay? And what are we in 2001? So 2001, right? So let's try to keep it as current as possible. And what language do you want them in? Well, I speak English, so I'm going to want them to be in English. Okay, and I want you to have yours in English because this is an English class. Okay, and any other thing that we want to do. So let's apply our filters. So I'm going to apply my filters. And then I get all of these articles. Okay, all of these articles about mindset. I'm just going to choose one. How not to do a mindset intervention, learning from a mindset intervention among students with good grades. Growing a growth mindset. Yeah, I like that one. I like that. You guys know I like that one. Right? So I'm clicking on it, right? And I want to go to the actual full text. So I'm going to go here and click on Gale. And it's going to take me now to the library. And I might have to log in. What? Log in? Right? Because it's a private database for college students, right? Am I already logged in? Is it not making me log in? Okay, so I want to see it in a PDF. Okay. Let's say I want to download it. And it downloaded it for me in a PDF. Okay, so it didn't ask me to log in. So normally you might be asked to log in. So it's the same login that you use to get into your MyDelta. Okay, and there's also instructions on the library homepage or login page that tells you how to log in. So now I want you to choose your article as a PDF. And the reason why is because the article is going to look the way it would look if you actually bought the hard copy paper journal, okay? So this is what it looks like, okay? And it's going to have page numbers. See, it's got page numbers, right? Page 2 of 19. And it tells us all of the information. It tells us what journal it comes from, the International Journal of STEM Education, when it was published. It tells us what volume it is and the issue. It also tells us who the authors are, and it tells us the title. And here, the abstract is usually where you will find the thesis statement, okay? So I'm going to sit this down for a second and I'm going to go back. And I don't want you to choose the article like this, okay, in an HTML format, right? Because I want you to practice, citing an academic journal article, okay? So I am going to move this out of the way. I want to go back to Delta College. Will it let me go back? Okay, so I'm going to move myself to the side so I can see clearly. I'm going to close this. I'm going to go back to the library, okay? And I'm going to now, I'm going to play around here, okay? Because here I just went and I put in mindset, but for this assignment, you guys are looking for something about bias and assimilation. So I'm going to go to the A to Z databases, okay? And this one is always a good one, academic on file, right? So that's a good one to go to. I'm going to go here. And it's going to open up, right? It's going to open up and I want to, okay, I'm going to say bias. in the United States. And let's see what I get. Okay. So again, I want to do my limiters. So I want peer review, right? I want full documents. I want to see full text, right? And then look at it, limited it more, right? And then publication date, right? I'm going to say from 2000 to 2021. I'm going to apply that. Okay. And I'm going to do type because I want articles. So I'm going to click articles and I'm going to apply that. Okay. And now I have some articles about bias that I can choose from. Okay. Towards a racially inclusive military. Let's take a look at that one. Okay. So now here I'm looking at it and I should be able to, I think I'm logged in. So I should be able to, I should be seeing this differently than right now, but I'm logged in. So I downloaded it, right? And I'm getting it as a PDF. Okay. Now I just showed you how to get a document or locate an article, a peer-reviewed journal article, right? An academic article from an academic journal. Now I am going to go back to the library. Okay. And here I have C, right? So I'm going to go down here and here I see something as CQ Researcher. And this will give me the pros and cons of all of the hot topic things that are happening, right? So I'm going to say racial bias and see what I get. Right? So we have all different types, systemic racism, social media platforms, like, oh, how is there bias, anti-conservative bias, right? Oh, anti-conservative bias, right? I like I think I might like that, right? A racial profiling, media bias, right? So I'm gonna view it as a PDF, but first let me just look right here. I always want to view it as a PDF, but it might give me some interesting more places that I can go, right? So I have more areas that I can go and look. So this gives me like an idea of the pros and the cons and what people are saying about my topic. So whatever topic it is that I'm researching. I want to go back now to this. So how to start researching. So that's what we did. We started researching. We limited our search and I showed you how to limit your search. Okay. And this is a different way. If you are in a different database, it looks a little bit different, right? And then I want to choose my academic article as a PDF. I always want to choose it as a PDF, not as a HTML, right? And it's going to look exactly the way it looked if I had the actual article. I can also save it and I can download it, I can save it and I can email it to myself all through the Delta College Library database. Okay, so now I can use the, let me show you how to use the articles that I locate, use the articles to I'm going to use the articles and I'm going to go to no, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to go all databases. Okay, so I'm here in A to Z, right? And I'm going to go to Academic OneFile. I think we just went there. Did we go there? Or did we go to Gale? I can't remember. My memory is so short. Yeah, we went, yeah, Gale Academic one file, okay. I want to I'm just going to just choose one. I want to choose an article. I just want to get any article and see how we can use the article. Okay, so let's go to the article. And there should be keywords, like you have like more like this, related articles, right? And you have related subjects. So all of these areas right here will help you explore whatever topic it is in the article that you are looking for, okay? So I'm gonna go racial assimilation or cultural assimilation, okay? Okay, cultural assimilation. Acculturation, internet, and psychological well-being. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, we didn't do all our limiters, but that's all right. Now, here, right, we have these keywords here showing us that our keyword is there. But at the bottom here, it should give us some more, related, more like this, right? Related articles, right? And subjects, right? College students, related subjects. So we can expand our search, right? We can always find more articles. We can always find articles, right? All right, so let me go back here. This video seems like it's going on forever. Okay, come on, guy. All right, so that's it. We're done. Okay, I'm gonna stop my share. So hopefully this has helped you to learn how to navigate the library and to practice locating sources on the Delta College Library database. All right, darlings, have a great day. And I'm going to stop.